Good morning, America, or wherever you are in the world. How's it going, YouTube Live? This is yours truly, Rama Screen, covering movies, TV, and entertainment. And right now is we are waiting any minute now. We're waiting for the nominations announcement for this year's Oscars. Oscars! Academy Awards. So the nominations will be announced at 5:18 a.m. That is about 17 minutes left from now. So right now it's 5:01 a.m. Pacific time. Um, let's see. Let's get to the YouTube that they're gonna be having it on. Excuse me. I think I still have some residue from last night's dinner. So okay, I've opened up the YouTube stream for the Academy Awards, 90-second Oscar nominations. Any minute now. So what they're gonna announce for the 5:18 a.m. portion are Best Actor in Supporting Role, Best Actress in Supporting Role, Costume Design, Film Editing, Original Score, Animated Short Film, Live Action Short Film, Sound Editing, Sound Mixing. And then they take a break, just very, very tiny quick break. And then they pick up again at 5:30 a.m. To list the rest of the nominees. And they include Best Actor in Leading Role, Best Actress in a Leading Role, Best Animated Feature Film, Cinematography, Directing, Documentary Feature, Documentary Short Subject, International Feature Film, Makeup and Hairstyling, Original Song, Best Picture, Production Design, Visual Effects, Adapted Screenplay, and Original Screenplay. I'm sure they're gonna have the Best Picture, best for last sort of thing. I'm just reading right now. I'm just reading off of the press release that they sent me last week. I'm sure this is not necessarily in order, but those are the categories for those two separate times: 5:18 a.m. and then 5:30 a.m. Excuse me. Still waiting. So we still have about 14 minutes left. Let me share with you, I guess, my quick predictions on what they're gonna say. And it doesn't seem to, like, the press release doesn't seem to say that there's gonna be this or this actor that will come up on the stage. I remember, like, I think last year or 2 years ago. Do you remember, guys? The way they announced it was not through presenters on the stage, but through a clip or two clips, as you say, montages of talking heads featuring Oscar nominees or Oscar winners announcing the nominees. I thought that was pretty cool that way, instead of the old fashioned, Golden Globe still does the, oh my God, look at John Cho coming up to the stage to say the nominees for this category or whatever. I like the clips better. It's smooth. It goes by just fine. There's no mispronouncing of names. When you have an actor presenting it live. Not sometimes the actor will, like, yeah, do I say Bong Joon-ho or Bong Joon-ho, or, like, So I like the clips better. Just like I like the fact that this year Oscars or Academy Awards does not have a host. Second year in a row. Remember last year, they decided not to have a host after that whole mess with Kevin Hart. I was on the camp of Kevin Hart, by the way. I was like, hey, the guy that, like, what are we as a society if we can't forgive somebody's past? If we're so stuck in cancel culture, what are we then? How I mean then nobody gets a chance to be better because like, oh my god, I said something 10 years ago. I'm not gonna be able to get this job or that job. Like, no, man, people can change, and I think Kevin said it himself. Like, I've apologized for this millions of times. Why do I have to explain myself again? Um, so not to bring back 2019 all over again, but it resulted in the Oscars not having a host. I think the first time since 1980 something. And you know what? The ceremony went smoothly. I loved it. So now this year, they're like, last year we didn't have a host and the show went just fine. Let's not have a host again. And I'm like, yes, yes. Because no offense to Ricky Gervais, I love Ricky Gervais's performance at this past Golden Globes, but you gotta admit, um, the opening monologue sometimes could take like what 10, 15 minutes, right? And then throughout the night, the host would frequently come up on the stage before the presenters, right, trying to crack jokes, and many of those jokes don't land. And it just gets awkward if they don't land. It's like, just bring on the presenters already. Why do you gotta keep jibber jabbering? Before them, or every other 5 minutes or so. So I think a hostless ceremony is a smooth ceremony. So I'm glad that they go without having a host again. All right, we're still waiting here. Oh, 10 minutes left. Oh my God, 10 minutes left. Once again, the 5:18 a.m. portion will include actor in supporting role, actress in supporting role. Oh, let's go there. Actor in supporting role this year. I think if you ask for my prediction, this is kind of, it's like it's up in the air. I think it's anybody goes sort of deal. Same thing with actress in supporting role. But if you ask me about actor in leading role, names like, of course, Joaquin Phoenix will show up. Um, Leonardo DiCaprio probably for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Adam Driver for Marriage Story. I would be surprised or shocked if Adam Driver did not get the nomination this morning. Who else could get that one? Best actress for best actress in leading role. Scarlett Johansson. If you've seen Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson has got to be in there somewhere. If not for actress in leading role or actress in supporting role, we'll see where they throw her in. Um, yeah, I think the leading role is much easier to predict than the supporting role. Um, the Academy Award will try their best to not have hashtag Oscar so white controversy again, but we'll see. It's usually whenever that controversy arises or happens, it's because of the acting categories. That's the one that, like, those are the ones that are most prominent. Just like BAFTA. Remember BAFTA this past last week? Hashtag BAFTA so white, because the acting categories are all white. Um, you know, it doesn't matter, if the costume design or film editor or some of the documentary short subject or some of the original song are by some of those other categories feature diversity. It doesn't matter. What matters is the acting categories. People like get outraged about, oh my God, what happened? How come you don't get Viola Davis in there? So we'll see. We'll see. You already know my thoughts about that in previous years, but just to recap again, yes, I support diversity, man. I want um not just white people in all the acting categories, but at the same time, whenever that happens, it's not like you can say, "Oh, this guy or this woman they don't deserve to be on that list." um, the problem is, the number of projects that got greenlit by studios or any producers, like there's still more projects and movies out there featuring white actors comparable to you know people of color. So that's the stem. That's the source of the problem. Um, they have these movies greenlit, and they cast white people for those movies. So you can have Marriage Story. Noah Baumbach could uh, cast. He could have cast maybe John David Washington in the role of Adam Driver. Maybe he would not be as good as Adam Driver in that role, but he could have chosen to do that, but he didn't. I'm not belittling or poo pooing Noah Baumbach, but I'm just saying that it stems or it comes down to that source. The projects that got greenlit and the casting decisions on it. Um, so if we have more movies that feature diverse leading and supporting actors, then it could result in the nominations being diverse. Um, some people's like, oh, it's because the Academy Award memberships, yeah, they're not diverse enough. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think they've also made that change these past couple of years in their welcoming new membership, because they do that every year. They're like, oh yeah, we got 300 new members again this year. Just like last year, 200, whatever. And so, yes, it's important to have the membership being diverse as well. But more importantly, the movies, it's the movies, it's the projects that got greenlit, the casting on that movies. That's where it is, man. That's where you can fix that problem at that source. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether or not hashtag Oscar so white will happen this morning again. Um, Elliot Petrolito is here. Do you think Aladdin will be nominated for Best Costume Design? You know what? I think it might have a chance. I love the movie, by the way. You've seen my video review of Aladdin, the live action Aladdin this past year. I thought they took risks, and it paid off. It paid off. Those risks paid off, including the new revamp or new version of Prince Ali. That whole dance sequence was just like, it just popped. It was amazing. My jaws dropped at the screening. I was like, "Holy crap!" I did not expect it to be that good. And yes, the costume design also was amazing, especially the ones that Naomi Scott wore in that film. Man, did you see the many dresses that, like, when I forgot the name of Bill Magnuson's character, the prince that wanted to, have Jasmine's hand in marriage, the white prince. So that scene where Naomi Scott comes down the steps with a tiger and her dad. Woo! She looks amazing in that outfit. She looks amazing, herself, whatever dress that Naomi Scott wears. But that particular scene, oof, took my breath away. So I would say I would put money on it, Elliot. I would put money on it. I think it has a good chance of being nominated for best costume design for that category. Oh, sorry. You know what? Let me just turn down the volume here so it won't bother us. My cell phone. All right. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Woo! This is amazing. This is so. 3 minutes left. Oh my God. 3 minutes 41 seconds. 3 minutes 40 seconds. I bet you it's gonna be clips again instead of presenters. And I like that. I like that. What else? What else? What other questions you guys have for me? Let me know. I know you guys are watching the same YouTube streaming of Oscars, Academy Awards YouTube right now as I do, or as I am. This is gonna be so exciting. And then afterwards, we're gonna talk about my reactions. I do have an appointment this morning, so I might not be able to spend too much time on all the categories, reacting to all the categories, but we will react. You and I will react to the big ones, the key categories. Okay. the acting ones, the best picture, the best score. You know what I'm saying? Best animated, the big ones, the key lead categories. We'll definitely, you and I will definitely share our reactions to those. Um, oh my God, yes, so cool, so cool. The thing is, I sometimes, because I would have to also type really fast. These nominations, they go by like really fast. They say the names and like, oh my God, sometimes I'm like, I miss out on that. Let me look that up again. Let me look that up again. But fortunately, the Oscars will provide the complete list after 5:30 at this website, which I will refresh. Right now, it's not refreshed yet. Okay, refresh. Yeah, still they haven't listed it yet on the page because they want people to watch the streaming. But once the streaming is over, they will have it on this URL, and then I will have the complete list at ramascreen.com, my website. So you guys can check it out there as well. Oh, almost here, people. Almost here. Woo! Exciting. Where's my water? There you go. Oh, it's so hard getting up this early, such an ungodly hour. I'm gonna go back to sleep after this, and then wake up really fast for my appointment. And then this afternoon, I will also have a press junket. That's right. I'm doing a TV interview at 2 p.m. in LA for the movie Troop Zero. I'll be interviewing Allison Janney and Jim Gaffigan paired up. So Jim Gaffigan and Allison Janney, I'll be interviewing them this afternoon. So you can check out that interview later on Rama Screen YouTube channel right here later this week. Okay. All right, here we go. 40 seconds left. Oh, almost here. Almost here. 30 seconds left. Yeah. Come on, Joker for Best Picture. Joker, Joker, Joker. And I'm sure Elton John will be nominated for Best Song for Rocket Man. Elton John hasn't won, of course, since The Lion King in the 90s. Let's see here. Oh, so the suspense. I can't take the suspense. Here it is.
Live from the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in Los Angeles, please welcome the President of the Academy, David Rubin.
Good morning, and welcome to the brand new David Geffen Theater at the Academy Museum. We can't wait until the museum officially opens later this year, when the world can experience, in person, a sweeping adventure into the greatest movies and movie makers of all time. We're here this morning to announce nominations for the 92nd Oscars. All the nominees are voted on by members of the Academy, an international community of artists. What makes this Oscars so special is that these nominations are given to artists by their peers. Actors nominate actors, editors nominate editors,
All right.
Directors nominate directors. You get the idea. And now I'm pleased to introduce this morning's hosts, Issa Rae and John Cho.
Oh, so they do have presenters, Issa Rae and John Cho.
John and I prepared a big opening, like a monologue.
It was really good. It was really
So
funny.
good, yeah.
A lot of good jokes. But we decided that all people really want to hear is who is nominated. So let's get started. Members of the Academy's Actors Branch nominate these performances by an actress in a supporting role. Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell. Yes. Laura Dern in Marriage Story. Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit. Florence Pugh in Little Women. And Margot Robbie in Bombshell.
Right.
strong list.
Super
Very
strong
strong.
list. On to achievement in costume design. The members of the Academy's costume designers branch nominate The Irishman,
Ooh, The Irishman costume design. Nice.
Jojo Rabbit,
Jojo Rabbit.
Joker,
Joker.
Little Women,
Little Women. That's right.
and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
Nominate the audience at home for waking up
Yeah.
so early.
I'm sorry, Elliot. Aladdin didn't get it in.
The sound branch oversees 2 categories. For achievement in sound mixing, the branch nominates Ad Astra
At Astra, sound mixing category.
versus Ferrari,
Ford versus Ferrari.
Joker,
Joker.
1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Clappers, y'all good? You feel okay? Okay. These are the nominees for achievement in sound editing.
Sound editing.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Joker.
Joker.
1917.
1917.
Once Upon a Time in
Once Upon a
Hollywood.
Time in Hollywood.
And Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
In Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
Did you say your son was rooting for Star Wars?
My son told me Star Wars or Come Home in Shame, Dad.
Well,
Here are the nominees for original score voted by the music branch. Joker,
Joker, best original score. Best
Little Women,
Little Women. Joker, Little Women.
Marriage Story,
Marriage Story.
1917,
1917.
and Star Wars, The Rise of
Star
Skywalker.
Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
We're doing good.
That's John Williams, by the way.
the short films and feature animation branch oversees the short film categories. For Best Animated Short Film, here are the nominees. Shara, Daughter.
Animated short film.
Dear Love. Kit Bull.
I don't know how to pronounce
Memorable,
this. Memorable? Okay.
and Sister.
Sister. I haven't seen any of the categories for best animated short film.
For Best Live Action Short Film, the branch nominates Brotherhood,
Live action short film. Brotherhood.
Nefta Football Club,
Nefta Football Club.
The Neighbor's Window,
The Neighbor's Window.
Saria,
Saria.
and A Sister.
A Sister.
I don't have a sister, by the way.
I'm sorry for you. Now for another acting category. The nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role are Tom Hanks in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Tom Hanks. Best actor in a supporting role.
Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes. Al Pacino in The Irishman. Joe Pesci in The Irishman. And Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Wow. Bunch of no names right there. We still have more nominee announcements. We'll be back at exactly 5:30.
Yeah! Woo-hoo! We got through the first round. Okay. So for the live action short and the animated short, I was trying to wing it because I haven't seen or watched any of those short films. But let's go through the like I said, the big key categories here and get your reaction as well. So far for the supporting roles in the performances, they're all white. So I'm like, oh my god, there's gonna be hashtag Oscar so white again. People get outraged about these, man. I don't know why. It's just like, dude, I've already spoken my piece about that. So best actor supporting role, Tom Hanks, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes. Al Pacino for The Irishman. Joe Pesci for The Irishman. And Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Wow, those are good choices. You can't say that any of them don't deserve to be in that list. All right. Um, by the way, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood got a lot of love this morning, man. They have a lot of categories. I'm thinking Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood will get a lot of nominations. If not the most, it'll be one of the big ones. Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell. Laura Dern for Marriage Story. Scarlett Johansson, now that is a surprise to me, for Jojo Rabbit. Um, so if Scarlett Johansson gets nominated also for leading role for Marriage Story, that's gonna be the news. That's gonna be the headline. Oh my God, Scarlett Johansson finally gets an Oscar nomination, and not only one but two. And everybody loves Scarlett, right? That will be like the headline. That'll take up the whole, um, news buzz this whole day. News cycle, I should say. Florence Pugh for Little Women. Oh, Florence Pugh, the rising star Florence Pugh, Fighting with My Family, Midsommar. I was surprised that I was like, oh my God, is it Midsommar? Because they're like Florence Pugh, and then they had a pause, and then they said Little Women. I did not like Midsommar. I'm glad that she did not get nominated for Midsommar. I enjoy Little Women, but I thought that was gonna be more of a Saoirse Ronan kind of show. I thought Saoirse Ronan will. Well, we still haven't gotten to the leading role yet, but nobody saw Florence Pugh, at least not me, right? So that was also another surprise. Margot Robbie for Bombshell. Margot Robbie got nominated for BAFTA for leading role and for supporting role. Supporting role, I believe it was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's not Bombshell. And Bombshell, to tell you the truth, Bombshell has not had or has not received a lot of award buzz. The movie itself kind of failed at the box office. I personally did not. I was not too crazy about the movie itself. So this was a surprise, but Margot Robbie had been nominated before in the past, of course, for playing Tanya Harding in I, Tanya. So that, her getting nominated again is not a surprise. It's not as much as a surprise as Scarlett Johansson got nominated for Jojo Rabbit or Florence Pugh for Little Women. We'll skip the short costume design. I'm sorry, Elliot. You wanted Aladdin in there, but the costume design, the nominations go to The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I wanted Aladdin in there too, but it's not Aladdin's year apparently. So best original score, Joker, Hildur Guðnadóttir, whom I presented the HCA awards to this past Thursday. I'm predicting that Hildur is gonna win this one, and I'm so happy for her if she wins. And I think she will. Little Women, I think that's Alexandre Desplat. Marriage Story, I'm not sure who the composer is. I'll see the complete list afterwards. 1917, that's Thomas Newman. And then Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, that's John Williams, of course. He's been nominated a gazillion times over the years. So let's see here. And I'm glad that they John Cho and Issa Rae announced the nomination from the museum, the Academy Awards Museum, that hasn't opened yet. So we the audience actually get this like a first look glimpse of, oh, that's what the inside looks like. It's so cool. It's all red. For Joker, I'm just updating the website here so you can see the list at ramascreen.com. 1917, I think the composer is Thomas Newman. Oh, I love Thomas Newman. What a brilliant guy. And then John Williams for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. All right, we're waiting for the second round. Okay, a little one.
those just joining us, good morning. And for those watching, welcome back. You already know it. The Academy's documentary branch oversees 2 categories. First, the nominees for Best Documentary Feature. American Factory, The Cave, The Edge of Democracy, For Summer, and Honeyland.
Honeyland. No, because the little farm got snubbed.
And here are the nominees for Best Documentary Short Subject.
Dang.
In the Absence. Learning to skateboard in a war zone if you're a girl. Life Overtakes Me.
Life Overtakes Me.
St. Louis Superman. And Walk, Run, Cha-Cha.
I think that must be the best collection of titles.
Yeah,
That
I think
category
so.
right there. The newly renamed Best International Feature Film
Best International Feature Film.
is voted on by Academy members across all branches from around the world. And the nominees are Corpus Christi, Poland. Honeyland, North Macedonia.
Wow, Honeyland got a lot of love.
Les Miserables, France. Pain and Glory, Spain. And Parasite, South Korea.
Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. Woo! International Feature Film.
The Production Design branch nominated
Production design.
films for achievement in production design. The Irishman.
The Irishman.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
1917.
1917.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And Parasite.
Parasite got nominated for production design. Woo!
I used to do production design.
No way.
I didn't, yeah.
You lied to me. Here are the nominees for achievement in film editing, voted by the Academy's Film Editors branch.
Film editing category.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari.
The Irishman.
The Irishman.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
Joker.
Joker.
And Parasite.
Parasite. Woohoo! Parasite got a lot of love again for film editing.
Great. For achievement in cinematography, the cinematographers branch nominates the following films. The Irishman.
Best cinematography. The Irishman.
Joker.
Joker.
The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
1917.
1917.
And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You got this? We're doing
I
great.
think I do.
We're killing it.
Are we?
Nominate us.
All right. I like that top. The Academy's Visual Effects branch nominates the following films for achievement in
Best visual effects.
Avengers, Endgame,
Avengers Endgame.
The Irishman,
The Irishman.
The Lion King,
The Lion King.
1917,
1917.
and Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker.
Dang.
The Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Best visual effects.
Killing it. For achievement in makeup and hairstyling. the
Makeup and
members of this
hairstyling.
branch nominate the following films. Bombshell.
Bombshell.
Joker.
Joker.
Judy.
Judy.
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Of Evil.
Mistress of Evil.
And 1917.
And 1917. Makeup and hairstyling.
Air Show. Best animated feature film is voted on.
Best animated feature.
And feature animation branch, as well as members of the animation community across all branches. Here are the nominees. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World.
How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World.
I Lost My Body.
I Lost My Body.
Klaus.
Klaus.
Missing Link.
Missing Link.
and Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4. Frozen 2 got shut out.
For achievement in original song, the music branch nominates
Original song.
I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away from Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4.
I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. Elton John got nominated.
I'm Standing With You from Breakthrough.
Breakthrough.
Into the Unknown from Frozen 2. And Stand Up from Harriet. Wow, bossy song titles here.
The Writers Branch oversees 2 categories. First, here are the nominees for writing adapted screenplay. The Irishman,
Adapted screenplay.
Stephen Zalen.
The Irishman. Steven Zalen. Yes.
Jojo Rabbit, Taika Waititi.
Yes, Taika Waititi got nominated.
Joker, Todd Phillips. and
Joker.
Scott
Woo, Todd Phillips, the Hangover guy.
Pilgrim. Little Women, Greta Gerwig.
Little Women, Greta Gerwig. Yes.
And the 2 popes, Anthony McCartan.
The 2 popes,
Strong.
Anthony McCartan.
Better than slipped in there.
Yeah. And for writing original screenplay, the members of the branch nominate Knives Out, Ryan Johnson.
Ooh, Ryan Johnson. Knives Out.
Marriage Story, Noah Baumbach.
Noah Baumbach.
Did it.
Marriage.
1917, Sam Mendes and Christy Wilson Cairns. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino.
And Parasite, Bong Joon-ho, Han Jin-won.
Ooh, Parasite. Got nominated for Best Original Screenplay.
For performance by an actor in a leading role, the Actors Branch nominates
Actor leading role.
Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory.
Ooh, Antonio Banderas, Pain and Glory.
Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Adam Driver in Marriage Story.
Adam Driver in Marriage Story.
Joaquin Phoenix in Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix in Joker.
And Jonathan Pryce in The 2 Popes.
Jonathan Pryce, The 2 Popes. Oh, yes. He was so good in that movie.
For performance by an actress in a leading role, the Actors Branch nominates
Best Actress.
Cynthia Erivo in Harriet.
Cynthia Erivo, Harriet.
Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story.
Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story. She got nominated twice. That's awesome.
Saoirse Ronan in Little Women.
Saoirse Ronan in Little Women. See what I tell you?
Charlize Theron in Bombshell.
Charlize Theron in Bombshell. Really?
And Renee Zellweger in Judy.
Renee Zellweger in Judy. Of course, Renee's gonna win it, I think.
For achievement in directing, the Directors Branch
Best Director.
Academy nominates The Irishman, Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese.
Joker, Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips, Joker.
1917.
Sam Mendes, 1917.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Quentin Tarantino.
And Parasite.
Bong Joon-ho. Oh,
Did it? Thank you so much.
no female director again.
And finally, all voting members of the Academy have nominated the following films for Best Picture.
Best Picture.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Jenno Topping and James Mangold, producers.
Yeah. Great film.
The Irishman, Martin Scorsese.
The Irishman.
Jane Rosenthal and Emma Tillinger-Koskoff, producers.
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit
Jojo Rabbit.
and Taika Waititi, producers.
Taika Waititi got nominated twice, yo.
Joker, Todd Phillips, Bradley Cooper.
Joker.
Tillinger-Koskoff, producers.
Little Women, Amy Pascal, producer.
Little Women.
Marriage Story.
Marriage
Noah
Story.
Baumbach,
Oh.
David Heyman, producers.
1917.
1917.
Sam Mendes,
Woo!
Harris, Jane Ann Tengren, and Callum McDougall, producers.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. David Heyman, Shannon McIntosh, and Quentin Tarantino.
Wow.
And Parasite.
Yeah.
Producers. Congratulations to all the nominees.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And watch to see who wins the gold at the 92nd Oscars, Sunday, February 9th.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Woo! Yeah. Oh man. All right, let's before I go back to bed, let's discuss that real quick. I am so happy for Parasite. Got nominated for both Best Picture and Best International Feature Film, and I think Best Original Screenplay as well, and Best Director. Oh my God, Bong Joon-ho is on fire! You saw my photo recently, right, with Bong Joon-ho at the Hollywood Critics Association Award. What a lovely, lovely guy. And he gave probably the best speech that evening. Oh man, I'm so happy for Bong Joon-ho. Best let me fix that. Okay. All right. Let's see. Joker, Best Picture, no surprise there. Ford versus Ferrari. That came out of left corner for me. I was like, whoa, I love the movie, but I did not have that as the movies that I predict will get Best Picture nomination. Jojo Rabbit. Oh, Taika Waititi got nominated twice, or maybe more than twice. I gotta check the list again, but definitely for Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Picture. Oh my God! You also saw my photo with Taika Waititi at the HCA Award. Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917. You've seen my video interview with Sam Mendes and the cast. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood got a lot of love this morning. Wow! I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood does receive the most nomination this morning. That's crazy. That's crazy because the movie came out in the summer, right? July. Usually movies that come out earlier in the year don't get remembered. But what I know for sure is that Hollywood loves Quentin Tarantino. They love him. Anytime Quentin Tarantino comes up with a movie, either he gets nominated or his actors get nominated. You know what I'm saying? As in the case of the Hateful Eight. So Best Actor Leading Role, Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory. That is a surprise, a pleasant surprise. This movie has been receiving praises left and right. And so there's no hashtag Oscar so white because Antonio Banderas and Cynthia Erivo are on the list in the acting category. So the Academy is like, whoo, they can take a deep breath now. The Academy is like, oh my God, we don't want that controversy again. Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Best Actor Leading Role. And his co-star Brad Pitt got nominated also for the same movie. So both guys got nominations. Adam Driver got nominated for Marriage Story. What did I tell you? Everybody would be pissed. If Adam Driver did not get mentioned this morning. Luckily he did. Of course, my horse on that race, actor in leading role, is Joaquin Phoenix. Oh, send in the clown. All I have are bad thoughts. I love that movie. I saw Joker like around 5 times now. I've seen Joker 5 times. I love it. And Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. That's a great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen The Two Popes, it's on Netflix now. It's a fantastic film. And Pryce is one of the and Anthony Hopkins, his co-star, got nominated for Best Supporting Role. So, but Jonathan Pryce is amazing in that performance. So well deserved. I still remember Jonathan Pryce, for playing the villain in the Tomorrow Never Dies. Remember that? Pierce Brosnan's James Bond movie. He has come a long way from being a Bond villain, Jonathan Pryce. Best actress in a leading role. Cynthia Erivo for Harriet. I must say, I did not expect this. You've seen my review of Harriet. I was not too fond about that movie. I thought the quality was just TV movie quality instead of cinematic. Um, but I guess people love her performance. At least the Academy does. So she gets nomination for playing Harriet Tubman. Scarlett Johansson got nominated twice. Yo, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? When was the last time an actor got nominated twice? I'm sure there's a recent example, but the one that I can remember is Jamie Foxx. Remember, Jamie Foxx got nominated for both Ray in the leading role category. He played Ray Charles, and then he got nominated for Collateral. Remember that movie that he had with Tom Cruise? So that same year, he got nominated twice for supporting and leading role. So congratulations to Scarlett Johansson. She finally got an Oscar nomination and she got it twice. So she can win for either one. I'm sure for leading role, Renee Zellweger probably going to win it. This one, I think this is a category where it's easy to predict. Renee Zellweger, people, this is her comeback movie, Judy, and everybody's like, oh my God, she, all the way to the Oscars is going to win awards left and right. The other nomination or nominees for this one is Saoirse Ronan for Little Women. What did I tell you, Saoirse Ronan? See, I was surprised when Florence Pugh got nominated. I was like, Little Women was more of a Saoirse Ronan movie. But congrats, Florence Pugh. But yeah, Saoirse Ronan deserves to be there. I'm glad her name got mentioned. Charlize Theron, now that is a surprise. I was not too crazy about Bombshell. But people seem to, love the fact that Charlize Theron can really look and sound like Megyn Kelly. Like she really became like, you can hardly kind of see Charlize there. When you see the movie, you're like, is that Megyn Kelly acting as Megyn Kelly? That's how good Charlize Theron is in this performance. So I get it. Overall, entirety, the Bombshell could be a better movie, but Charlize Theron got nominated for Best Leading Role Actress, and Margot Robbie, as you know, got nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Best Director, no surprise here, no surprise. Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, Todd Phillips for Joker, Sam Mendes for 1917, Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. I'm sure the headlines will be like, oh my God, there's no women nominated for Best Directing. And you know what? They're right. We should definitely get more women in that category, man. Come on. We could have put like Lulu Wang or Greta Gerwig in there, but at the same time, we can't say that neither of these guys. We can't say that these guys don't deserve to be in that. You know what I'm saying? They deserve it. They've all made some amazing films this past year. And Bong Joon-ho, yes. Unfortunately, there's no women director in that category, but at least we have a people of color, a person of color, and that's Bong Joon-ho representing. Best adapted screenplay, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit. Oh, we already got that covered. Best animated feature, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, I Lost My Body, which I haven't seen. Klaus, yes, I love Klaus. Yeah. I saw a mean review on Variety about Klaus. I was like, why? Why are you hating on this movie? This movie is amazing. It's the origin of Santa, but not like what you'd expect. Missing Link, I was just lukewarm about the film, but Missing Link won Golden Globe, so it might have a chance of winning Oscars, but my money still goes to Toy Story 4. If you ask me, hey, if I was a betting man, I'd bet on Toy Story 4 to win this one. And it'll be so cool too, the headline, right? Because 10 years ago or less than a decade ago, Toy Story 3 won Oscar for Best Animated Feature, Lee Unkrich. So in a span of just a decade, we got two Toy Story movies winning Oscars. That would be a great headline. But we'll see. People are like, oh, I don't think people are surprised. Or shocked that Frozen 2 got shut out. Frozen 2 did not get nominated. Because I think the general consensus is that Frozen 2 is not as good a movie as the first one. The first one was like a sensation. It was like a big hit. It was a phenomenon, man. Everybody was singing "Let It Go," left and right. This one, at least to my understanding or to my knowledge, nobody's like really rah rah Frozen 2. It's just not a good sequel. The movie is in its entirety is just not a good sequel. Um, Unlike Toy Story 4 or any of the Toy Story movies, they're all just like such good qualities, every one of them. Let's see what else. The new one, best production design: Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Parasite got nominated for production design. How awesome is that? Cinematography: The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was surprised by The Lighthouse. I was more surprised that The Lighthouse did not get nomination for acting category. I was expecting either Willem Dafoe or Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson, if he got nominated, it would have made headlines. But neither of the guys got recognized, unfortunately. But yes, The Lighthouse cinematography is gorgeous for its black and white square aspect ratio. So well deserved. What else? What else? The new ones that got announced this past round two: film editing, Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Parasite. International film, Corpus Christi, Honeyland, Les Miserables. Les Miserables. By the way, it's not the same as the 2012 movie. If you've seen Les Miserables from this past year, it's actually set in modern day world, our present day. So it's a modern day take of Les Miserables. Pain and Glory and Parasite. Best visual effects. Oh, best song. Let's go best song here. Toy Story 4, Rocket Man, Elton John got nominated again, right? There's a chance he'll win his second Oscar since The Lion King, so that's interesting. Breakthrough, the song from Breakthrough, that's a Christian faith-based film. So Frozen 2 got nominated. Frozen 2 got nominated not for Best Animated Feature, but for Best Song, Into the Unknown, which, if you ask me, is not as memorable or as catchy as Let It Go. And then Stand Up for Harriet, which is an okay song, if you ask me. Lastly, best visual effects. Let's talk Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, 1917, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Oh yeah, and I want Avengers Endgame to win this one, but I think a lot of the love right now is heading towards more 1917. And as much as to go back to Best Picture, as much as I want Joker to win Best Picture, because that's my horse in this race. If I was a betting man, I would bet on 1917. I think the love is on the 1917 right now. Everybody's just like praising it. So I want Joker to win. But if Joker doesn't win, if 1917 wins, it'll be like, of course. We all saw that coming. All right. You know what I'm saying? And I love 1917 movie as well. So I'm not going to be disappointed that Joker lost to 1917. I was like, dude, you lost to one of the greatest war movies ever. So I'm fine with that. The real talk. Willem and Robert were both fantastic in The Lighthouse. Was hoping for a nomination for one of them. Indeed, right? The real talk. John Corona, by the way, you guys, is a fantastic friend of mine. He has his own YouTube channel. He's a fantastic movie reviewer as well. Great critic. So go check him out. Check him out on his YouTube channel, The Real Talk, REELTALK. And you're right, John. I was really gunning for at least at the very least Willem Dafoe. Come on, you got to at least nominate Willem Dafoe in there. But they only have space for 5. It's sad, man. And you know what? I haven't seen Pain and Glory, but people say Pain and Glory is an amazing movie. So I'm sure Antonio Banderas deserves that spot. I'm not saying he doesn't. But I was really, like you, man, I was really vouching for Willem Dafoe. And I interviewed Willem Dafoe this past week, you guys, on the phone interview. So it'll be on ramascreen.com, the transcript of it, later this week in celebration of his new independent film. So go check it out there. It's going to be awesome. That's it. That's my reaction. I think the Academy dodged the hashtag Oscar So White this year by nominating Antonio Banderas and Cynthia Erivo. Good on them. But we do need more female directors nominated, please, for Best Director. I'm happy that Greta Gerwig got nominated for Best Screenplay. That's awesome. That's awesome. But Greta Gerwig for Best Director, that's even more awesome. That would be even more awesome. Or Lulu Wang for The Farewell. So come on, you guys. You can do better in the Best Directing category. But yeah, you dodge a bullet, the Academy. You dodged the hashtag Oscar So White outrage. So good on you. That's it. I'm going to update my list. You can check it out at ramascreen.com. The list of the nominees, the complete list of the 92nd Annual Academy Awards, which, by the way, will be held, the ceremony, on Sunday, February 9. February 9! I mean, I don't remember the last time that the Academy happened this early. It's usually the last Sunday of February or the first Sunday of March. This is like freaking late. It's a February 9, man. That's like what, the second Sunday of February. So usually you get the Grammys, you get Super Bowl, you get all these other awards out of the way first, right? And then you have the Oscars, the king daddy of trophies. But apparently they want to do it early this year. So mark it on your calendar, February 9, 2020. It'll be televised live on ABC at 5 p.m. And there's no 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern time. And there will be no host. Yes, I'm so happy. No host again. Thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in on this live reaction of the 92nd Oscar nominations announcement. Thank you for chatting with me, Elliot, and The Real Talk. And for those of you who didn't get to chat with me right now live, what's your reaction? What are your thoughts about the nominees this evening? Share them in the comment section below. I want to hear your thoughts about it. And subscribe. Press that like button, ring that bell. And if you can help support me, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Again, the complete list of the nominees, you can find it at oscars.org or ramascreen.com. Let's rock this.